What's going on, y'all? So, for those who don't know, The Shot is my show. Not just because of the fact that it takes place in my hometown of Chicago, Illinois, but I became enamored with the characters on the show. I feel like the writing was great from Lena Waithe and her team of writers. I feel like the character development was very, very good. The storylines were just always keeping you just at the edge of your seat, always keeping you interested all the time, all the way around, right? But I must say, through this 5th season, The Shot has gotten boring overall, without question. Right? Now, I know it's gotten renewed for a 6th season. I'm elated about that. I'm glad that the show has gotten renewed because I'm a fan of this show. I really love this show for real. Right? But at this point, I'm watching the show this season only because I love the show and I'm invested in the characters. But they got to come way harder in this 6th season. They got to come way harder than this. And it's a lot of reasons why I feel like this show has fallen flat to me, right? Honestly, I feel like since they found Keisha in the last season, Lena Waithe and her team of writers been on vacation. They been on vacation since they found Keisha. And that's a problem. Kevin, my boy Kev, his storyline, the video to me, the video game and storyline is it's just not intriguing to me. It's not interesting, right? But I know he's still a young kid. So we don't want to have him. We don't want to have Kevin going through no. I don't want to see Kev going through no street stuff. I don't want him being a little gang banging little kid in the shot. I don't want to be one of them. I don't want him to go down that road. But I feel like, man, I wish the storyline evolving around him would be much better. Would be more entertaining. More, I don't know. It would be more nuanced, but it's not, right? Duda and Quentin. Duda and Quentin's storyline has fallen so flat to me. I'm not interested in when Duda come on the screen. He doesn't even captivate me the same way he used to in the prior seasons. He doesn't. And Quentin, Q ain't been around since the 1st season. So when he came back, it was like, oh, he coming back now. I would have thought he would have had like the whole situation with Tracy and their son Jason, and him being a guy who held Tracy against her will and basically was raping Tracy. Since she was a little minor, he was having sex with her or whatever. That's why we found out he was the father of Tracy's son Jason, who was killed. I would have thought they would have explored that in a whole nother level, on a much more intricate level. But and again, I haven't watched this episode that just dropped this past week. I haven't watched the new episode that just dropped. But in all the other episodes this season, since he been back, you ain't heard nothing about the dynamic of him and Tracy and what he did to Tracy and their son being dead. That hasn't even been a conversation. I'm like, that's a problem, because why is he back on the season? Why is he back on the show this season if you're not gonna talk about that? If you're not gonna dive into, the fact that they lost a child that they shared together, that he wasn't in a boy's life, obviously, and the child was conceived due to him forcing himself on Tracy, raping Tracy, right? And holding her captive. They never even talked about this. So it's like, yo, it's not, come on, man. It's just no. And to me, the show is too centered around romantic relationships. And there's nothing wrong with love. I'm not a guy that's against love. I love love, right? But it's like, now it's just all about, oh, this relationship having this trouble. This relationship is growing. Now, I do like the evolution of Darnell's character, from him being a serial seed spreader. Y'all know what that means. Just popping babies all throughout Chicago. He was looked at as one of them dudes that pop babies all throughout the south side of Chicago type of dude. He got babies here, there, everywhere. And he wasn't in Emmett's life. He was a guy who was irresponsible with his love with Jada. And he was just a guy that was just a serial dater who just liked to have sex with a whole lot of pretty women. Now, of course, he's evolved to be a man who wants to be domesticated, who wants to be monogamous. And it's a great evolution. Right, but everybody else, all these episodes, this love story, that love story, this love story, that love story. It's like, come on, man. I think it needs to have some, and again, TV show is entertainment. It has to have a different type of drama, not just relationship drama, because the show was not a series that was revolving around relationship dynamics like a show like maybe Girlfriends was, or a show like a Sex and the City or something. It wasn't presented like that. It was presented about people, the characters were in relationships, but they dealt with real life problems going on within the neighborhood, going on within their friendships, going on within Just their everyday life and communication with people in their surroundings, the neighborhood, so on and so forth. Now it's too relationship centered to me. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Like Gemma and Jake's relationship is just not this. Outside of the baby thing, it wasn't something that I wanted to explore, and I really wanted to see Kev and Jake's relationship since he betrayed Kev in that way, right? It wasn't, to me, when you're a kid, it's not when you take my girlfriend, oh, it's all good after 2 episodes. All right, bro, it's all good, we cool. No, fam, like, Kev lost his virginity to Gemma. I would have expected him to have more of a resentment to Jake, and they had to have a real type of, it would have took time for them to try to even build that bond back. Because honestly, I would have been on that at that, 14, 15, 16 years old. Somebody do that to me, I lose my virginity to this girl, and I have her all around, all my friends. She's around, and everybody see our love for each other, so on and so forth. And my mans come snake me and get with her, and the girl fall for the shit, and she go along with it. Hell no. It's hell for everybody to pay. And I would be on a damn, I would be on everybody would feel my wrath. I would be on a rampage for a while. It's no like, oh, we buddy and cool after 2 episodes. Hell no, it's not getting to that. So I would want to see how that would have played out, especially with him getting Gemma pregnant. And he like, man, I lost my virginity to the girl. I was in love with her. And then you doing your, like, I felt like we should have seen more of a dynamic of Kev dealing with the aftermath of him having a girl that he lost his virginity to, that he really cared about, being taken by his best friend. I would have wanted to see that be explored a little bit more, right? But again, I'm talking about why the show is so boring and the why the storylines can be all over the place at certain times, why they're not evolving in the way that I want them to evolve. And the main reason for that is Lena Waithe has a bad retention rate on this show. She has a problem keeping certain actors and actresses in-house. After every season, somebody is leaving, somebody's not coming back to the show. She's not coming back, they're not coming back. And I'm wondering why, because the show is successful. It has high ratings. That's why it got renewed through this season, right? It has high ratings, so I'm wondering, why are people leaving? She can't, and her inability to keep actors and actresses in-house has her just going to apply, like forgetting about storylines, like just completely omitting storylines that were in place from the previous season, and now we just acting like stuff didn't happen. We acting like Laverne didn't shoot Duda. Like what? Why is this? We know nobody even talked about Duda being shot. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was just too enamored with the show and just excited for it to be back that I missed it. But that aspect was never even it wasn't even dived into. We didn't even delve into that. Laverne shot Duda at the end of the last season, and nothing was even made of that, right? So you got what's the boy Triggs, his old woman, she leaving and she left the show, so she went out of town, and just like that, Triggs just was interested in a new woman, just like that. Now, of course, we know if that would be a thing if that was Darnell or something, but Trigg really cared about the girl. What's her name? I forgot what was the girl he was dating name? I forgot her name. But he was really Imani. He was really all into Imani. So now he just move on from Imani after 2 episodes and get with a new, like, nah, that ain't how it go. I would have wanted to, if you're going to have her leave, at least let that marinate before he just go on to a new woman. Like, let's see him going through that hurt. She stood him up when he was about to propose to her. Like, I don't know, I feel like they could have handled that in a different way. But again, I feel like it had gotten messy because maybe she felt like, oh, we just had to get him with a new relationship really fast to keep the story juicy, because they have a problem keeping actors and actresses in the house. Now the Jason Mitchell thing, that's on him. Jason Mitchell out here being a creep on set, trying to get freaky deaky with his coworker, or the woman that played his love interest or his girlfriend in the show, Jerica. I forgot the girl's name who played Jerica, but he out here doing all that other stuff. That's on him, right? But their inability to keep Imani, to keep Laverne in the show, to keep Q, Quentin. Quentin's character been gone for 4 seasons, and now he back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now he seems out of place. You can't even put him in the story properly. You can, but an effort hasn't been made to do so. So it's like, man, people coming and going everywhere they please. Like, nah, I promise you, don't have Detective Armando, was it Detective Cruz or whatever his name was? I think, or something. I think his name was. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The white detective who was there with at the beginning of the first couple of seasons. He wasn't there because they took the focus off of the police force. Don't have him come back now. Now we're gonna have a whole other angle, and his storyline gonna be some trash, and it's gonna fall flat. Come on, we need to have. And I'm not trying to say I really love this show. I really do. I am enamored with the show. I love the characters. I love watching these characters grow up before my eyes, like Papa and Kev and Jake and so on and so forth. But a better effort has to be made. So it's just a little like, you know what? Let's step it up, y'all. I love Lena Waithe went to my elementary school, Turner Drew Language Academy, on the south side of Chicago over there by 95th and the Dan Ryan, in the middle of Princeton Park. So it's always love for Lena Waithe, but it's like, man, the pen game got to be on an immaculate type of level this next season, man. We got to have a pen we got to have a J. Cole pen in effect. We got to have a Kendrick Lamar pen in effect. I would say the Jay-Z pen, but we know, from what we know, Jigga don't write. So I ain't going to say Jigga. But they got to come better than that with this next season. And that's just my take on it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.